When I first stepped onto my university campus, I thought I'd left my past behind. A new city, a fresh start. It was supposed to be my chance to start over. But little did I know, the person I was sharing a dorm with was about to turn my life upside down. And it all started with that stupid clipboard on his wall. My roommate, Alex, was a few years older than me. Quiet, reserved, kind of mysterious. At first, I didn't mind. I mean, who doesn't appreciate a low-maintenance roommate, right? He kept to himself, didn't party much, and honestly, he was barely ever around. But something about him always felt off. It wasn't anything I could put my finger on at first, just little things. Like how he seemed to know stuff about me that I'd never told him. One time, he casually mentioned a party I'd been invited to, one that was shared in a private group chat. He wasn't in the group, so how the hell did he know? I brushed it off as campus gossip. But as time went on, those little moments started adding up. The breaking point came one random night. I'd left my charger in Alex's room earlier that day, and since he wasn't back yet, I figured I'd just grab it real quick. His door wasn't locked, so I pushed it open and stepped inside. The room was too perfect. The bed was made military style, the desk spotless, everything in its exact place. It was weird, but not alarming. What caught my eye, though, was this clipboard on the wall near his desk. It looked out of place, like it didn't belong there. I walked over to it, and when I got close enough to see what was on it, my heart nearly stopped. It was covered in photos of me. Photos from my Instagram, my Facebook, even old pictures I didn't even remember posting. Beneath the photos were notes, detailed notes about me, my birthday, my favorite foods, where I grew up. It was like someone had compiled a creepy little dossier on my life. Before I could fully process what I was looking at, I heard the door open behind me. I turned around, and there was Alex, standing there with a grocery bag in his hand. He froze for a second when he saw me near the clipboard. Then he just calmly set the bag down. "I can explain," he said, his voice low and steady. My hands were shaking. "You'd better," I snapped, my voice louder than I meant it to be. "What the hell is this, Alex? Why do you have all this stuff about me? Are you stalking me?" He sighed, like he'd been caught doing something mildly annoying instead of this. "I'm not stalking you, Maria," he said. "I'm protecting you." I stared at him, absolutely dumbfounded. "Protecting me? Are you serious right now? You've got a wall full of my photos and notes about my life. That's not protection, it's psycho behavior." "Maria, please just let me explain," he said, raising his hands like I might bolt at any second. Honestly, I was tempted to. "There's something you don't know, something I've been trying to tell you, but I didn't know how. It's about Damien." Hearing that name was like being slapped in the face. Damien, the guy who completely destroyed my life in high school. He'd been this charming, manipulative jerk who turned everyone against me. By the time I realized how toxic he was, it was too late. He'd wrecked my reputation, driven a wedge between me and my friends, and left me with no choice but to leave my hometown. I hadn't heard his name in years, and now, suddenly, here it was. "What about Damien?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. Alex's expression softened. "He's my brother." For a second, I thought I might actually throw up. "You're lying," I said, shaking my head. "This can't be real." "I wish I were lying," Alex said, "but it's the truth. Damien is my brother, and believe me, I know what he did to you." I felt like the room was spinning. My mind was racing, trying to figure out what kind of game Alex was playing. "So what? You're here to finish what he started? Is that it?" "No!" Alex's voice cracked, his calm finally breaking. "Maria, listen to me. I know what Damien did to you, and I hated him for it. You weren't the only person he hurt. He's left a trail of destruction everywhere he's gone. But I'm not like him. I came here because I wanted to make sure you were okay. I didn't know whether to believe him or call campus security." Alex swore up and down that he wasn't working with Damien, that he was trying to protect me because Damien had gotten worse over the years. Apparently, he wasn't just lying and manipulating people anymore. He was involved in scams, blackmail, and all kinds of illegal stuff. Then, as if on cue, my phone buzzed. It was an email. The subject line read, "Miss Meet Maria?" I froze. Alex leaned over to look at the screen and cursed under his breath. "It's Damien," he said. "He's found you." From that point on, everything felt like a blur. Alex was convinced Damien was planning something big, something that would ruin my life all over again. He said Damien had a habit of framing his victims, and he thought I was next. But I still didn't fully trust Alex. I mean, how could I? He was Damien's brother. Despite my doubts, I let Alex help me. Together, we came up with a plan to trap Damien. Using a fake social media account, we lured him in, pretending to be an easy target. Sure enough, Damien took the bait. He started messaging the account, offering some shady business opportunity. Alex tracked his location through the messages, and we handed everything over to the police. The day Damien was arrested, I finally felt like I could breathe again. Watching him get cuffed was one of the most satisfying moments of my life. But even after it was all over, I couldn't shake the lingering unease. What if Alex hadn't been there? What if Damien had succeeded? And, more importantly, what if Alex had been lying to me this whole time? In the weeks that followed, Alex and I tried to build some kind of trust. It wasn't easy, I still had my doubts, but over time, I realized he wasn't like his brother. He wasn't perfect, but he'd put himself at risk to help me. This whole experience taught me something I didn't expect. Sometimes, trust isn't about being sure. It's about giving someone a chance, even when you're scared. And maybe, just maybe, it's about learning to face your past instead of running from it.